So, let's see what new daily races we've got this week for me to crash out and embarrass myself in a whole host of new ways. Those are some quick cars. Oh, come on. I can't say. I do like the Abarth version, but yeah, Fiat 500, I don't particularly like it. Right, I'm going to try and not move the cursor back and forward on this because I've spotted I do it on some of my videos. Ooh, so what have we got? What time is it? Time is 6:50, so I've literally just missed the entry period, I think. N200, what's... oh dear, that's going to be... is it forward or reverse? Let's give this a go. I'm not bumping around, so I want to see what the top 10 are. Clio seems to be the way to go. Do I have a Clio? That's the question. I do indeed. Okay, let's give it a go. Well, any kind of Renault Sport car has to be yellow, doesn't it? I'm trying to remember the layout. It's the long left-hander chicane, and then kind of the second and third sectors in this after the hairpin are quite tricky. And you got the before the final double apex hairpin, there's a, I think it's a right-hander with 4 apexes on it. Yeah, basically trying to be a Tilka drone. You turn 8 at 30. Turn 9 maybe. Oh, I don't know. Here we go. Just get everything just so before rear bias. Right. Nice wide line, still a wide line. Almost guarantee already I'm not going to like the gearing on the car very much. Okay, is this corner flat? Because this car is slow, but also I would imagine it's... yep, there's the other tip. Ooh. I think if you straddle the sausages here, it's the way to go. Oh. Okay, this car already, I think it's about carrying momentum through corners. It's like getting a late apex is slightly meaningless because you just can't put down all that much power. See, the geometric racing line will give you kind of quickest average speed through the corner itself, and that's probably the way to go. Okay, here comes the corner with the infinite number of apexes. I believe if you get this one just so you can stay on the beams, or it's probably going to be a penalty. Yeah, don't really know what to do with this car, it's so slow. And yeah, my throttle pedal was broken. I was trying to use the curb, the final corner, to try and just bump the car and get it to rotate just a little bit better. Right, let's see. I think I can just shift a wee bit of weight over the front wheels with trail braking. Not bad. Already half a second up. Ooh, totally messed that up. That's right, we're already up by half a second or so. I think there's at least a second on the table to the end of sector 1. Break at the curb instead. That has not gone well at all. There we go. Yeah, the little delta time was a bit deceptive. Of course I was going to arrive there almost a second faster, because I'd simply not slowed down. Oh, it's going wide. Hello. Interesting. This is not the way. First lap obviously was not very good. I think I might try and treat this a bit like Rascas from the F1. Just that we just extend the braking beyond the first apex. And that's not worked out at all very well. That's got to be a penalty. Yeah, you can extend the braking, and then there's there's doing now. Right, so just a touch of trail to get the front of the bite, and then try and balance it on the throttle through here. Perfect, this should run out to the curb, hopefully. There's a bit of mud in there, actually. So the brakes here, really, they're more a tool for rotating the car in the sort of slow and medium speed stuff than they are slowing it down. Marianne Duretti quote? Mistake people make is they think brakes are only for slowing the car down. Well, that's an apex. If you can get the nose to bite just a little bit, works very well. Any penalty, is that too wide? I don't know. Never been all the way out there before. I was a bit too scared. Seems to have held. Right, let's wait for the blinky lights. Try and brake at the start of the curve, see what happens. Right, come off the brakes. Yeah, so you can carry, I think the real secret there is you can just carry a little bit more speed between the two apexes. To be honest, in a car this slow, the apexes are so far apart that they're sort of, honestly, it's like the boundary between it actually being two different corners. Okay, left a lot of time on the table from way up that corner. And that's just bodged. Right, let's use this lap to explore where track limits are. Take a wild stab, but there it's going to be keeping your right wheels to the right of the red sausage curb. Heading down. Is the braking actually downhill or is it level up here? Do you wonder if I actually just take a slightly faster, wider line here, if that works better? Maybe. Trying some slightly different approaches here. think actually the second apex might be the tightest of all. Okay, here we go. Decelerate. I'm intrigued there's actually a track limit penalty inside that final apex, or if, well, the wall is the hard track limit. Just trying a bit more entry speed there and sort of thinking about the brakes halfway round. Exit speed is everything here. Okay, that is quite quick. So this race is going to be bumper cars. You might be able to outbrake people because the braking distances are very, very long, even at these slow speeds. The cars are all going to be equally a bit rubbish. They are just hot hatches, which is, you know, fantastic fun, but 2 seconds off first place. So I think if we go, I think I could have knocked a second off my time stringing it together. So yeah, actually, third place, maybe not a million miles away, maybe second, but I think I might have been here a while trying to get pole. Who's behind me? That's the other question. Make sure everything. It's going to be a standing start, isn't it? I'm just trying to think through the overtaking tactics. So ideally, I think get a bit of overspeed on someone through here. Really, the key thing here is you want to be on the inside line for the last part of the chicane, I think. So you're swapping ends several times if you are fighting side by side on the way through. The penalty zone does look quite punitive here. It's at the start of a long straight. So obviously any time you lose, the result of that is going to multiply all the way down to the hairpin. I'm not going to stop in time here. I do wonder if it's worth, because that's the only really big stop, it's the only big braking zone on the track, if it's worth migrating the brake bias forward for that. Might be. Great if I have a little foot pedal where I could, through the braking movement, if I could migrate it backwards for the as you arrive at the tight bit of the turn. Right, here we go. Make sure we got TCS on. Start. Right, not a terrible launch. Maybe not a good one either, but right, hopefully we can full throttle this. Make sure we don't run them off the track, give them room, and the inside, just try and keep it clean into here. I think there might be a few shenanigans going through the chicane. Right, get a wide line, get the run down to the hairpin, don't try and jump people in the corner itself. Going too hard for overtake sometimes, when you're in the middle of the pack, it's detrimental because you just lose time to the leader when you're fighting. Get on the brakes, nice and early hit. Okay, I don't have a lot of experience at Dragon Trail Gardens, but I do tend to get hunted down through this through the final two sectors. Don't go up the inside. That's silly place to try and overtake. I love when the cars do that little four-wheel hop when they get caught on the curbs and then. So really that hunting down second isn't really me being fast, it's just really keeping my nose clean, trying to actually almost hang back into some of the more troublesome corners. Watch what this guy does. I am being caught by the person behind. Are they braking? So they're braking just at the start of the curb on the inside. They're sort of turning in and then going for it. I think I actually quite like getting on the brakes early for this particular corner. Ooh, bad. I think I've gained a little bit of time there. Ignore the car in front, just going to hit my brake markers. See if we can keep gapping behind. Play it safe here, go for the cones. A tiny dab more brakes right on the apex just to get that little bit more weight over the front wheels and get them to bite, get them to drag the car face the way I wanted it to face. Not quite in slipstream range, and I have lost a bit of time to the guys behind me there as well. That was a penalty. I feel like I cut the corner a little bit too much there. I think I'm going to play this safe. We're still gaining on the guys behind us, and maybe not make a move until right at the very end. Two and a half seconds. Those behind us, which is good. Just going to ignore iron front through here. Definitely got the legs on me through this particular corner. What? Fair enough. I don't think I'd cut that anymore in previous races, but bit. Let me keep going. It's probably been all done before. Successfully sabotaging my own race here. I feel it would be dishonest to try and steal close now, so let's settle for second, keep the gap up so we don't get caught by the guys behind us, which we are being, which is happening right now. Honestly, I thought I was didn't think I cut that corner any more than I did in previous rounds, but perhaps so. Ultimately, it's my mistake at the end of the day. As rubbish as the penalty system can be at times, it's, we've all got the same rules, so no point whining about it. I'll be heroic bastard here. Unless I got the penalty earlier in the corner. Maybe it was this curve that was causing me the real trouble. Not quite the end of the world, but I've thrown away any chance I had of winning the race as a result of that. I'm not going to gap 2 seconds. Concertina effect's pretty mighty too here, so you feel like you're closer than you are, really. So, I'm pretty happy with this race. Penalty was my fault and would be a mistake, but I feel like my driving's been pretty clean and I'm quite happy with that. So I'll drive it clean, because we might, always a small chance of a mistake from in front. Chance is small. Nevertheless, it might happen though. I will very much take that, and it's a good lesson for where the track limits are, because I think I was in with a shout winning that. I think I had just a tiny bit more race pace than Steve. But, my mistake, so we take it. Oh, is there a comment I have? Ah. Brilliant. Someone's watching my stream. Fantastic. Nope. Just trying to work out how I turn on comments. Advanced settings. There we go. Thank you to Gran Turismo Champs from Germany. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. Hope all is well. Ah, thank you. I'm still working out how on earth to do this, so I'm just on the controller and stuff, so I can't type back. But yeah, like and sub, as everyone says on YouTube. Thank you. I won't embarrass myself. I did study German for a long time in school, but it was over 10 years ago. So, I might try. Hi, Reggie. Seems I've actually got an audience. Don't know what to do with that, really. Try this race again. I'm actually generally not terrible at the really underpowered cars in this game. Probably because my car in real life is hilariously slow and underpowered. So. Well, I'm all about being fair and clean. Not always perfect at it, but I'd rather lose fairly than win by cheating. Hi, Zach as well. So I believe I got fastest lap in that race. Which isn't super surprising. Yeah, something didn't feel right there. And a bit of rear brake bias, a retry. Yeah, it's replied to Gran Turismo Champs. I'm totally up for any community with clean and fair racing. It's not really fun if it's not clean and fair. Awesome. Okay, left loads of time on the table through there. Let's try and build up. Ideally, I think I want to be avoiding using second gear for any of here because it's such a short gear that you're just out of the gear range basically by the time you're going anywhere. This is not. So anyone watching, hope your Monday has been good. It's been a bit mediocre. I've been redecorating the house at the moment, and well, I'm renting the house, but I'm redecorating it. And I found the tin of paint I needed to do the skirting boards. Was going to do a single coat this afternoon during my lunch break, and I spent the lunch break trying to open the can of paint because it's been painted shut by the last people. Yeah, I'm definitely really interested in that. If you drop me a message about the lobby with a bit more details. I've never done sort of closed lobby racing before, but I'm certainly interested in trying it, and obviously racing with people who are clean. I'm not the best at GT Sport in the world, but if your outright speed doesn't matter so much if you're fighting with people with similar ability and who are happy to race fair. I will do. I'll look you up maybe later this evening. Right, I still feel, I just feel like I'm not nailing the hairpin. I don't know quite why. I sort of know what I'm doing wrong in the other corners I'm too slow through. Happy to look into that as well. I've never actually tried any Discords before, so it's all a bit new. I sort of know vaguely how it works, but I've never tried it. Right, let's try and nail the lap. Take the longest path we can to the start-finish line. Really build the speed up. Try diagonally across the straight. Try and get as much space as possible. So I do apologise, I'm still quite new to streaming. I think this is the first time I've had anyone sort of watching it live and commenting, so thanks for tuning in. Okay, I've got to not be greedy with speed through there. yeah, it's great. I'll check you guys out on our Facebook. How frequent are the races? So I feel the line I'm taking through the hairpin is great in a rear-wheel drive, high-power car. It would give you maximum launch speed, but might be enough to beat my best time if I nail. Fine, no, there we go. Awesome, yeah. Well, I'm mostly here to have fun. Was getting quite frustrated with the daily races last week. I was trying to drive them as clean as possible, and I just got wiped out with a few of them. And got penalties a few times when I thought so. Oh, awesome. Well, I hope to give them a go. There we go. Right, let's make sure we're primed for our TCS. Still need to launch it at the start, but hang on. Yeah, in every sense of the word, I think. Push to pass. I don't know if you did them last week, the really high speed round the oval. It was wasn't so much a push, it was more of a slap, and you'd just spin out because the steering went so light on the 4GT that a bit of a bump, especially on the banking, it would just kill you. We've got our right rear bias. Okay, here goes. Well, I guess if you're looking for clean races, you can judge how clean I actually am. I'm starting from 10th, and I tend to make most of my positions up by not hitting people, basically, as opposed to being particularly quick. Nope. 3 viewers, eh? Right. Evening, the 3 people viewing. Thank you for joining me. Right, stay tough in the slipstream, but be careful. Missed my gear change, that was sloppy, and then just gonna, whoa, maybe don't need to brake quite as hard on that. But, keep it clean, and hang back a little bit, not be too aggressive through here. Can't often win the race on the first corner, but you can certainly lose it, or give yourself a big penalty and completely ruin someone else's race. Just going to hug the inside. I'm not going for a dive bomb here. I'm not going to dive bomb here. I'm just going for the inside for safety. I didn't spot my braking point there and got a bit thrown off by the red car, but okay, please don't give me a penalty for that. I got punted to the inside of the apex, so here we go. Try and keep my line clean here. Right, so I think I've worked out you can sort of duck 2 wheels inside this curb. Don't go up my inside, please don't go up my inside. Oh, hope that's not a penalty. I really don't want to be stuck in the melee going through here. Not a bad line. Not a great line, but not a bad one either. Can don't phase back into existence right in front of me. Okay. It's awesome. I'll make sure to add you when I'm done here. So I'm not very good at talking and racing at the same time. Honestly, half the time I'm not even that good at talking. Okay. Here we go. I don't really want to slipstream lunge anyone here, to be honest, because odds of getting bumped are just so high. I don't want too much overspeed coming out of here either, and that's not gone very well, honestly. Ooh, hello. Okay, I did leave the door open there a little bit, but I think that sort of is fair. I think it does feel like you need some kind of cap. Gotta be honest, to put my hands up quite a few times, I think I'm braking really early, and so I'm worried about hitting the person in front of me from behind, and I still sort of mess it up sometimes. That's yeah, if you're doing it consistently, it does feel like it needs a harsher punishment, but maybe it's something for GT7. I appreciate the game is nearly 4 years old now, so I'm sure game makers maybe don't have a huge appetite for too much more, but yeah, I do agree it'd be nice if kind of consistent offenders had slightly harsher punishments, but just going to sit in tow here. Hopefully I'm not going to get dive bombed from here, but I'll try and cover the inside sort of anyway, just get back on the throttle a bit. Yeah, I'm not really worked out how to be fast with this car. I think it's just all about momentum really. You can sort of almost forget the slow in, fast out to the corners. You've just got to feel it really. It's front wheel drive, the front steering. Most cars are front steering. Car, and not very powerful, not very torquey either. It runs out of second gear very fast. Oh, I've overcooked that. I have overcooked that one. Not a very clean line through there. Oh. They're not going to take that penalty until next lap, so let's just make sure we don't get dive bombed. I think we're okay. Right, I'm going to brake on the cones. We've got someone in front of us. We don't want to rear end them. Right, I'm not really interested in fighting this guy too much because feels like we're slowly gaining on the leaders. So let's work as a team for the moment. Oh dear, it's bad. But actually we've not got a terrible line out of it all at the end. Last, have you been at Chicane there? Your rankings do you have? So my SR rating is perfect. I'm a B rated driver. I don't play as much as I should. Been playing a lot more the last few weeks since I started streaming. I don't know if I'm fast enough to get to A ranking overall, but yeah, I'm probably a solid B-rated driver. Issue being I sometimes dip back into C when I don't play frequently enough. But, yeah, since I've started streaming, I've just played more. Ooh, okay. It's a slightly creative place to overtake, but maybe it's my fault for not seeing them. Chicane of Death. I feel like I was fastest through it when the first when the game came out, and before I was aware it was called the Chicane of Death, and then after that, yeah, I struggled with it more. I'm very good at it in the reverse layout. The forward layout, I struggle spotting the turn-in point basically for the second part, the left-right part of it on the exits. $136, 863. Which car at Dragontail? Sorry, which final lap, so no point being silly here. I could lose a place quite easily, but I'll keep it smooth. I might gain 5th back again. Toyota. Ah, yeah. Probably a bit quicker than I am. I can't quite fathom lap times off. I know sort of a car of this speed I'm driving right now is going to be over 2 minutes round Dragon Trail, but the GR3s are sort of in that lap time range that you're talking about. So and there we go. It's not terrible. We started pretty far back. Good for the sportsmanship rating. Still top half of the field. I might try a different track. Can't stream for ages tonight. I've got, well, more painting to do, to be honest, which I don't really want to go back to now. Started GR2, 3 and 4. Awesome. Yeah, I think the I think GR2 and 3 is often the sweet spot for good racing as well. Don't mind the GR4s. It's just they lack a bit of oomph sometimes. Okay, let's see what else is on the table this evening. Thank you very much. I was happy with it. I kept it clean. I don't know if you saw the first race. I was pretty happy with that. Just a bit annoyed. Basically got a silly penalty on the way out of the kind of the left chicane bit after the long turn, and probably wasn't going to win, but I maybe had a shot at doing it. Let's have a go. Is this GR3 at Fuji? No, GR4. Let's give it a go. Right, so I'm always terrible at picking the quickest car for this, but sometimes I pick the cars I enjoy driving rather than I particularly want to do. So I know the Subarus, etc., tend to be quite fast, but so Fuji's a weird one because it is a power circuit, but there's lots of kind of long corners. So yeah, it's, to be honest, you need quite a lot of. You need a very, I think, to be for GR1 races to be good, you need to do them really consistently, and everyone needs to race together quite frequently. I think because they're so fast and the braking distances are so short, and also there's such a weird range of cars in GR1. Like, you've got the old Le Mans cars, which are rubbish on the brakes, but have a top speed of like over 250, and then you got stuff like the 919, which is top speed isn't there, but it's fast through the corners. Sounds good. I'm definitely up for joining you guys. I can't promise it'll be great when I start, but I will keep it clean. If that means I'm driving around the back for a bit until I get used to it. Okay, here we go. We'll use the cones to start with, and we'll try and work on our braking from there. Right, that's too early. Definitely brake later. So I always mix up. In my head, turn 1 at Fuji is always very similar to turn 1 at the Nürburgring GP track. Although Fuji's a more open corner. And also you've got that very sudden elevation change at the Nürburgring, which Fuji doesn't really have. It's a bit smoother. Oh dear, apex way too early there. How long are the races typically? How is it sort of a mixture? Get the feeling last time I raced Fuji was in the GR3, so I'm looking for braking points and everything about there. But, also, yeah, it's not a very strong track for me at Fuji, so... Okay. So that was reading your comment there, drove off the track, but... yeah, that sounds awesome. You've more than convinced me to check it out. And I think I very probably will. Yeah, to be honest, it's fine though. Like, even if I'm fighting at the back, as long as you're if you're fighting someone, that's kind of where the fun is. 15-20 minutes, that's awesome. That's sort of sweet spot. Shaved off too much speed that time. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it sounds pretty sweet. Both good tracks. I'm pretty decent around Monza on the whole. Usually good at nailing the first two chicanes. Nürburgring I'm not bad at, but room for improvement. Okay, but that's the tyre wear and wheel. Yeah, that's good. Just trying to spot. Yeah. I think half an hour's long enough for me. So sort of people do race, is it sort of, are you all on wheels? Some of your controllers. So I do have a G29 wheel. I do race quite a lot on controller though, just because it's simpler. And you see the wheel is better, but I can't have my wheel always set up. I have to sort of get it out if I want to use it because I've not got lots of space. But yeah, I'm racing on controller right now. It's not never quite as good as the wheel is, but that's the trick. Ah, brilliant. Yeah, to be fair to GT Sport, it plays pretty well on a pad, even on the default settings. I've tried other games, I think Project Cars being one of them, and unless you tune the settings on the pad, it's everything just understeers horrifically. I really don't like this Sector 3 at Fuji. Never been the biggest fan of Fuji. It's a good track. I'm going to race in Japan, I'd rather be at Suzuka, but there we go. Right, this is going to have to be my final race tonight. I've got a bit more stuff to do before I can chill out tonight. Yeah. 5. Where that curb on the outside can be dangerous. Was it Super GT I was watching recently? When it was maybe it was someone else racing around here. And that outside curb can be quite dangerous. So in terms of car and driving, the Viper it's forgiving, I think is the word. Probably not the quickest in the straight line or the quickest through the corners, but it's quite easy to get the rear end loose on it, and I quite like that. And it's not too snappy. Yeah, I don't always worry about necessarily picking the car with the fastest qualifying time. I think just enjoying racing is a big thing for me, and like I know in the GR3s and 4s, the Peugeot is very quick in a straight line. A bit harsh on its tyres, but it's not too bad to drive for a front wheel car. It's just a bit there. Same reason I don't like the Audi TT. It is quick, but it's just the second you touch the power, it just bounces to the outside of the corner. No worries. Probably a few seconds quicker than I am, because I reckon, what am I averaging? 150 something. I could probably, yeah. So I reckon round here, with a bit of consistency and trying a bit harder, could probably knock a second and a half, 2 seconds off my time quite fast. But yeah. Oh, I'll tell you what, I need to actually register for the race. I might give the Lambo a try. I know in GR3 it's very twitchy, but so it's fast and you drive it well. It's quite a funny thing, but I'll give it a try. It's probably time for race entry, so. There you go. Okay, so I felt like I took the final sector really slowly in that last lap, so maybe it's one of those things where slow is fast. Right, so we got 8 minutes. Let's give the Lambo a try. Have I got the Lambo here? Yeah, there is. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I'm really good around Dragon Trail up to the chicane of death, and then I always ruin. I'm clean through it. It's just if you don't get a quick exit out of it, you lose so much time all the way down the straight. So awesome. Let's give it a try. Any tips on settings? So I like my brake bias to be slightly to the rear, because it just sort of, I like to trail brake into the corners quite a lot and get the car rotating that way, but let's see what I can do. Yeah, you're not wrong actually. That feels a little bit more planted than the Viper did. 212k, what's that? Hang on. Yeah. That's quick. Okay, I'm going to go back to. It's got a 7th gear as well, so it pulls a bit more on straights. Right, here we go. Let's go with the cones to start with, and then. So interestingly, the Lambo handles better and has got more power. It's not quite as good on the brakes as the Viper is. It might be because I was going faster, so it takes longer to slow down. Right, left so much time on the table there. think because the Lambo's four-wheel drive, it puts its power down much more effectively. Oh, okay, maybe it's fucking rubbish. It feels... Yeah, this handles completely differently to the Viper. It feels easier to drive, but obviously I'm not going anywhere near its limit at the moment. Okay, actually not bad on the brakes. You can definitely brake after the cone, so... That will do. So, to be honest, I've never actually designed a livery or changed it on my car, so it's something I need to look into doing. Yeah, the Lambo's definitely better through this final sector than the Viper is. Yeah. See, I was a bit wide to that final corner there. I should have apexed a little bit later and then got the car lined up for the straight. But here we go, hammering down the straight. Well, there we go. That wasn't even a particularly good lap, and it was already quicker than my cleanest one in the Viper. So we gained a 10th. I'm still leaving loads of time on the table through there. I'm going to try and take this in 4th this time. Yeah. So the Lambo is better through the corner overall. There's a bit more understeer on corner entry though. You have to sort of convince the front to bite a little bit. It feels like, yeah, it's sort of better mid-corner and then onwards it's just... it feels like you have to get your entry perfect in the Lambo and then it's all good. Whereas with the Viper you can sort of mess the entry up a little bit and sort it out halfway through. But I definitely want to compromise that first part of the chicane, and then I'll look at that, 1.6 seconds quicker already. Thanks for the tip on the Lambo, it's working very well. Yeah. If you're not giving me the tip, I would have qualified right near the back, I think. And it's fast. Oh, okay, I've totally messed up my line to the final corner. Way too early on the power. I've brake balance -1. It's fair actually for the big. It's fair actually. So I tend to use my brakes a lot to shift the weight through the corners and get the car to rotate. So obviously, having that front balance is. It's going to lock, well, it won't lock the wheels with ABS, but that penalty, is that cutting track limits there? Maybe not. Actually, that does feel a little bit improved. I think if nothing else, it's just stopping the car slightly faster, having a more forward brake bias. Okay, as long as I'm... Yeah, it's stopping noticeably better with... Got to watch these corners, they're both just a little bit slower and the apex is just a little bit further through than you think at first. That's better. Actually I was a bit too slow through it that time. Okay, let's see. So we can definitely brake with the more forward bias, we can definitely brake later for the first hairpin. Need to find a reference point for anything. Oh, that was not bad, actually. You can attack this inside curb and carry more speed than that, actually. Okay, let's not wander out onto the grass for no reason. That's just me not paying attention and driving badly. .145.9. Yeah, I can well believe that. I'm leaving a lot of time on the table with this Lambo, so given your driver rating A, that sounds about right for your time. So I'm not bad at qualifying. I'm not the best. My race pace is usually better. Straight too early there. Okay, here we go. Right, here goes the race. I'm getting a little bit tired now, so let's just try and keep it clean and not make... Yeah, I think I'm leaving an awful lot of time on the table there, so I reckon realistically I can knock maybe a second or two off my time there with the Lamborghini, and then so let's say I knock the second off by practicing more, be sort of about 10th place, halfway up. So let's try and target top half. Let's try and make our way up to 8th, and then anything else is cool. And I'm not the best at racing around here either, so rather keep it clean than mess it up. You're not wrong there. Yeah, it's not as bad at Monza when you get a rolling start, but I think usually if someone's trying to send it up the inside on the first lap, I usually just stay out to the left and just let them have it, to be honest. It's not worth having your race ended for one position. Anyway, if someone's going to send it at that speed, they're probably going to make a mistake somewhere else, so you'll get the position back. Well, it's probably exactly what I'm going to be doing in this race, because I'm not getting a high finish. Okay, so I'm taking your advice here. I think turn 1 here, I'm just going to get on the brakes nice and early and just watch what's happening in front of me. So hopefully a few people will spin out, so P10 as well. Yeah, that's fair. Make sure we go forwards and not backwards. What have we got in front of us? That McLaren. And so the speed of that RCZ, it's just blowing down the straight. Right. Inside line and early on the brakes. Yeah, it's often the way the twitchy cars are often the quickest over one lap, but obviously they take a lot of skill to handle. But you want something that's fast, but also stable in the race. Especially the longer races, like you make one slight mistake and it's your race over. Right, I do need to be careful. This guy behind me just ran straight into me. No heroics into here, please. Well, we got 0.5 seconds. Hopefully they won't dive bomb. Please don't dive bomb me. For the McLaren, yeah, makes sense. Right. I'm going to try and stay behind this guy in 10th. His car is very fast in a straight line, so might be on the slipstream. Oh dear. So this is your turn one, that Monza situation coming up here. Got quite a few cars around me. Move over and cover the inside. Oh, I'm going to get hit. There we go. And... that might be a penalty. I did cut my corner quite a lot. Spin. Well, that's P10. The McLaren's going to make a move into the chicane, I'm pretty sure. Cover the inside. Cover the inside. A bit wide. I do. The Audi's quick. I just don't like driving it. I don't like how it handles. I know it's quick. Oh dear. Right. Come on, guys. Let's not fight too much. Let's try and get a good run onto the back straight. Oh, that was helpful, actually. Well, you gonna give me a bump draft? Well, let's bump draft together down the straight. Oh no. If we work together, we can catch the guys in front. Come on. Or not. What are you trying to achieve here? Try to switch back. Oh, where did you come from? Yeah, that wasn't... Didn't see that guy on the radar. Oh, messed that up. As you can see, my driving is not very good at the moment. I think I've lost my rhythm a little bit. Yeah. Just seen your comment there. I do like sandwiches, just not that kind. You don't want to be the filling in a sandwich into a corner in GT Sport, but I think the only real hope now is someone makes a mistake in front of me, or well, actually, then the McLaren's got a penalty, so get close enough to get back on the old slipstream, then might be good. Yeah, I like to be... I don't worry about it, it's just, you know, I like it to be competitive, if that makes sense. I don't need to win every time, but I do like to be trying my best. And, right. Try and work with the McLaren and give it a bump draft, so we can both move forward. Ah, I overshot the corner. Okay, this is definitely going to be a fight for 11th place now. It's as exciting as it gets. Yeah, go ahead. It's a very creative line from the McLaren. I am 29. I'm turning 30 soon. By the way, I don't play as much as oh dear, that's just rubbish. Not to wet your age, sorry, yeah, just my driving. Yeah, it's why I don't play as much as I want to, really. It does take a lot of concentration to race, and if I'm tired from work, it's harder to... Oh dear. Very sorry, Vitelio 92, did not mean to hit you from behind there. Heads up, I'm probably going to go at the end of this stream, but it's been great chatting to you. It's been great chatting, it's been great hearing about the lobbies, and I'll hopefully join you soon, but hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. I need to go and do a bit more painting, and then hopefully chill out for this evening. Thanks for watching, thanks for joining. Well, you're not that old. I think Fangio won his last championship when he was 54 or something in Formula 1, so it's not too bad. Right, catch you later.